That look says it all from a Toronto perspective, but what a battle.
I put the curse on the Toronto Maple Leafs 55 years ago.
Even if you're a rational person who doesn't believe in curses, I have news for you. Curses are real, and they do have an impact.
This is the year the curse of this 1967 Charger will finally be broken.
The Toronto Maple Leafs haven't won the Stanley Cup in 55 years. People have blamed the offense, the defense, the goaltending, the ownership. But when you have the longest championship drought in all of pro sports, the natural explanations start to fall short. So could the real reason be supernatural? I've come to Northern Ontario to meet Larry Hillman. Now, Larry played for the Leafs the last time they won the Cup in 1967, and then he cursed them. Larry, why'd you do that?
Well, I cursed them because I'd won 4 Stanley Cups with Toronto Maple Leafs in 6 years and felt I deserving of a pay raise. I said, until I get paid, I'll just leave the curse on them until they pay me.
Cursing the team was the only power Hillman felt he had, even though he just helped the Leafs win the Cup. They refused to give him the raise he wanted, and then they punished him. The Leafs fined him $100 a day for each of the 24 days Hillman refused to sign.
I just felt very comfortable of doing what I had to do. It is just to stand up against the organization and hold out and wait for my pay.
With the Hillman hex on the Leafs, the team started to lose, and lose some more. Did you believe in the curse yourself?
Yes, I certainly did, because, everybody believes in something that they're true to, and they certainly weren't winning, so.
And if you're rolling your eyes and saying to yourself, well, nobody believes in curses, here's what Larry told me.
I had different people even saying that they would pay me my $2,400 if I would take the curse off.
You had fans contact you and say, we'll pay you the money if you take the curse away.
People are saying, well, we'll pay for it if you can let the Leafs make the playoffs and start to win again.
And the remarkable thing is even the current Maple Leaf management got involved.
The players were working really hard, but there was a sort of a belief missing in them.
A few years ago, Maple Leaf president Brendan Shanahan paid Hillman the $2,400 he lost, plus 50 years of interest.
So I just lifted the curse. I decided to shake hands with Shanahan and said that the curse is now taken off the Leafs and you're on your way to winning a Stanley Cup.
It's remarkable that so many people have given so much weight to the Hillman hex over the years, which begs the question, why do we sometimes choose a supernatural explanation when things go wrong? I mean, isn't that a little bit out there? Steve?
Actually, no. It's a very common thing the brain does. All this confusion of information that comes in, its goal is to make sense of that information. And sometimes it will even embrace supernatural ideas in order to make things make sense.
That's Steve Jordans, professor of psychology, University of Toronto, Scarborough.
You're not at all surprised that even rational people believe in curses?
Oh, no, not at all. They're trying to understand. And when it's your team and you're really excited about them going into the playoffs and you think you know how they're going to play and then they don't, you really want to understand. You want there to be a reason. And so it's just calms the mind to be able to kind of close that circle and say, oh, maybe that's why.
Even professional athletes could have this rumbling around in their brain somewhere.
Absolutely. I mean, imagine you're a player on a team that feels that they're cursed. And if they start feeling things aren't going the way they should be, it could actually make the players not play as well as they otherwise might. And therefore, the curse starts to have life.
Analyze for me a fan base that hasn't won in 55 years.
Well, what we can imagine is every year they're going into this with sort of two things. The hope that this will be the year they win and the fear that the curse will prevail again. That's happened 55 times. It's 55-0 for the curse. And so, yeah, every year it gets stronger and stronger, and we walk into the playoffs now going, okay, I hope they'll win, but in the back of our mind is that, yeah, but I'm not sure. I've seen this play before.
Full disclosure, Steve is a Maple Leaf fan too. And even if that makes you question his science, you have to wonder just how powerful a curse could become in the life of a Maple Leaf fan. And that's why I'm here at Wrench Spinners, to meet Dave Angelis.
Oh, hey, Nick.
How's it going?
Good to see you. We'll jump in.
All right.
All right.
Dave and his family believe that this Dodge Charger is the reason the Leafs haven't won in 55 years.
This is it. This is her.
His father bought it to celebrate his favorite team, but the celebration turned to curse when the team never won. And this belief has taken its toll on Dave.
You know, when you hear the story and your dad talking about it's a curse of '67 Charger, and because we have this car, the Leafs will never win the cup, and you go, oh my God, this is I got to carry this dark secret around amongst my friends. I can't talk about this. This is something, and you feel, and so ever since I was a kid, carry around this guilt that it's my family's fault, or this car's fault that the Leafs haven't won. Now that I'm older and a little wise and a little more rational, I still feel guilty. All right. Right. So looks like we're gonna have to probably change the plugs or adjust the timing. It's running a little rough.
And start looking at everything else.
Because of the guilt, Dave's father explored ways to break the curse.
He started this thing, just fun with some guys about, well, somebody paid me $1 million for the car, they could have it and they could crush it and the curse would be over and the Leafs could win the cup. One day, unexpectedly, 2 guys took him up seriously about it, and they were going to offer him $1 million for the car, and they were going to crush the car. My dad, I think, was taken back, and he said, well, I'd have to think about it, I'd have to talk to my family about it. We actually had to consider it at one point, and it was unthinkable for the family to think about crushing the car and losing, a family member, basically. Right. You ready, Mark?
Yep.
And so the Charger remains, as did the curse. That is, until Dave's father passed away last year.
The last time my dad drove a car was this car, and he parked it for the last time a couple months before he passed. And, I got a vision of him struggling to breathe, parked the car, and he kind of just took a last breath, looked in the rearview mirror, and that was it. And my dad had always said that as long as he owned the car, that the Leafs would never win a cup. And the car has now officially been transferred to my mom's name. And it's no coincidence, I'd like to believe, that the Leafs are now had their best season ever. I think this might be the year. The curse is over.
That's why Dave brought the Charger to the mechanic, to make sure it's in top shape for the upcoming parade and to fulfill his dad's dream.
Right to the very end, he told me that one day the Leafs will win the cup, and I hope this car is still in the family. So that's great, right? I really hope it's this year.
Nick Purdon, keeping my fingers crossed. CBC News, Toronto.